As chairperson, you are often the person people look to for answers, and throughout the year, you may face situations that call for difficult decision-making. What will you do if you don't know an answer to someone's question, and how will you tackle these difficult decisions while also keeping the interests of your executive board members and the betterment of the organization in mind?
Thank you for that question. Could you repeat the last part of the question, please?
What will you do if you don't know an answer to someone's question, and how will you tackle these difficult decisions while also keeping the interests of your executive board members and the betterment of the organization in mind?
First and foremost, in my experiences in coordinating the board of directors for our 39th annual Filipino American Culture Night, as well as appointing and maintaining our culture and passion board for this year, we've had a few instances where I don't know the answers, and I'm straight up with that fact. Transparency is one of my biggest priorities in just letting people know what is up. This is the real situation, and this is how we can move forward from it. I'd rather not keep details, as that only hinders opportunities to grow and to further resolve things. Sorry, could you repeat the last part of the question?
What will you do if you don't know an answer to someone's question, and how will you tackle these difficult decisions while also keeping the interests of your executive board members and the betterment of the organization in mind?
As far as the interests of our executive board members and the organization as a whole, we all join this board not solely for the culture or the social aspect of it, but because we are all united under the Katipunan Clause and under Andres Bonifacio's legacy in advocating for the better working conditions and just overall betterment of more indigenous and working class Filipinos, as well as uplifting the voices in our community. In that, I would like to ensure that our executive board members and the interests that they hold align with that, as that presents a more unified direction for all of us to go towards.
While you have experience on executive board already, many of your upcoming board members will be rising second years on an executive board for the first time. This often results in imposter syndrome, feelings of not belonging on executive board, and burnout, especially after long e-board meetings, closed sessions, and busy seasons like October and the spring semester. How will you encourage your executive board members, continue to motivate them, and shape them into strong leaders to reach their fullest potential?
Well, first off, I just want to reassure them that they are not alone in this struggle. As you said, I do have previous experience being on an executive board. However, prior to coming into that experience, I did not. And so I just want to emphasize the fact that they are not alone in this struggle, and we can all, or coming from my background, I would like to offer support in that way. As it is hard, it is very hard, and it takes a lot of dedication and passion and work. And I just want to reiterate that myself and our top four will continue to be there for our incoming executive board members who may not have the best experience. And, or not the best experience, but the most experience. And I will always be there for you. As far as doing more tangible work, I would like to establish from the very beginning, after our transitions, just more overall leadership workshops. I would like to educate myself before doing that to ensure that they have the best possible foundation for learning how to be a leader. And I would also encourage them to be open and kind of just say any ideas that they might think of. Growing as a leader takes a lot of experimentation and seeing what does work and does not work. And I want to foster that space for them to truly experiment and think, what is the best way that I can be an executive board member in my position and within this space.
With the position of chairperson, it can be difficult to carry the organization on your shoulders. You are expected to act as the representative of AB Samahan, as well as support your executive board members and general body members. How will you manage both the constitutional and unspecified responsibilities that come with being chairperson, on top of being a student and taking care of other commitments you may have?
Thank you for that question. Could you repeat the question, please?
How will you manage both the constitutional and unspecified responsibilities that come with being chairperson, on top of being a student and taking care of other commitments you may have?
In my background, as a student here at SSU, if y'all don't know, I did take a leave of absence for the fall 2023 semester, and coming back into this space has been an adjustment. Being both a student, organizing events like FACN as one of the cooperative cultural affairs coordinators, and simultaneously running different aspects that are not specified within my previous position. I have a somewhat, I guess, unique perspective in that balancing student life and being an executive board member with a myriad of constitutional duties and symbolic duties. It's difficult, but I'm up for the challenge. And in order to balance that, sorry, could you repeat the question?
How will you manage both the constitutional and unspecified responsibilities that come with being chairperson, on top of being a student and taking care of other commitments you may have?
In order to manage that, my top two priorities in that would be organization and delegation. By setting an organized foundation for us to work off of, whether that be different infrastructures for the different events that we hold, or just organizing different processes to ensure that all our events and proceedings go smoothly. That would help, one, in ensuring that my duties as AB Samahan's chairperson remain intact. And then as far as delegation, as chairperson, you are kind of the top of the hierarchy in a sense. And so with that position in mind, you are able to delegate tasks and responsibilities in order to make sure things go as efficiently as possible. Delegation in that sense can also help with balancing student life and work life, as not like we're all human, and we can only, or I ask for flexibility and forgiveness for myself, and I expect that from this one. It's only human to ask for help, and I just want to emphasize that.
Okay, here we go. Well, your first of two audience questions. Previous years have questioned the need for appointed positions as part of the executive board, citing issues with their limited duties and responsibilities and overall impact on the organization. Considering that appointed positions are optional according to the Constitution, what are your thoughts on these positions? Would you consider limiting appointed positions or even adding more?
As far as my opinion on the current appointed positions, I believe that appointed positions and their, I guess, necessity for AB Samahan depends on not only each executive board, but the current situations that we as an organization might find ourselves in. In the past, there had been multiple other appointed positions, such as the Greek liaison, that we no longer find a use for. And so, as the prospective chairperson, I would like to first discuss that with our incoming executive board and kind of see what is necessary for us to continue working as a board and what is necessary for us to complete the goals that we have in mind and that we have set for this year. As far as potentially adding an appointed position, I have thought about it. However, should there be a need to kind of consolidate duties and responsibilities under other executive board positions that already exist, I am not opposed to that. Some examples of an appointed position that I would have liked to kind of see is the existence of a sexuality and gender liaison, because it is not purely political and it is not solely the responsibility of other existing board positions to kind of take care of. It is its own space, and I acknowledge that. However, I would like to see with this next year, whether or not that is truly necessary for the general body that we will be working with, and whether or not there is a place for that here.
Your last question. As chairperson, you are considered the face of the organization, a representative of this community and all it stands for. When people look at you, what should we expect from your actions as a leader of the community, as the head of a high-performing executive board, and as a friend of the people?
In terms of expectations for myself, not just as an executive board member and as chairperson, but just as a peer and as a student here, I would like to think that you could expect transparency and a safe space. One of my top priorities is to ensure that all of my executive board members and all of our general body members feel that they have a safe space here in AB Samahan, and that they feel that they have a home. This space is one that has taken me in and kind of helped me grow as not only a person but as a leader, and I would like the same for them. I would like the same for all of our members as well. As far as transparency, I emphasize that fact in that I would like to be transparent about how the executive board may be handling certain situations and certain circumstances that may be facing all of us in AB Samahan and at SCSU. Many circumstances have come up where we have no control over it, and I would like to just let our general body know that what they are thinking is valid, and that we are taking steps as an executive board to take action.